Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you can please rise for the entrance of the Nevada Highway Patrol Advanced Academy Class 89. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like to honor our distinguished guests within the room. We have the Colonel of the Nevada Highway Patrol, Dan Solo. We have the Major of Nevada Highway Patrol Southern Command, Kevin Larson. And we have two captains within the room as well, Captain Charles Haycox and Captain Kevin Honey. Sworn officers, invited guests, and family members of Nevada Highway Patrol Advanced Academy Class 89. My name is Trooper Jacob Fisher. I'm the Advanced Academy Commander for this training cycle. It is with great honor and pleasure that I welcome all of you to the graduation ceremony of Nevada Highway Patrol Advanced Academy Class 89. If you can please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Take seats.
So as today is 9/11, wanted to take a moment to discuss the anniversary of the tragic event that took place 19 years ago. On 9/11/2001, as many of you know, we lost more than 3,000 lives, 71 of which were law enforcement officers. If you could at this time, please bow your heads for a moment of silence for those that we lost on that tragic day. Thank you very much. This Advanced Academy was extremely unique for many reasons, one of which we're dealing with today, as you guys can see, with the social distancing and the COVID pandemic. Many of the things that we traditionally do throughout training to prepare our troopers to go ahead and be successful through field training is very hands-on. It's very personal, because the job that we're asked to do as Nevada State Troopers and the level of professionalism that we exude on the roadways is very personal with those of our constituents and those that we have the privilege of visiting the great state of Nevada. So we had to adapt many of our training practices and policies to ensure that our troopers still received that highest level of training, but we were still meeting the mandates put forth by Governor Sisolak and as well as our command team with the Nevada Highway Patrol. Your cadets and your troopers now did a fantastic job over the course of the 11 weeks through that Advanced Academy training process to ensure that they were doing everything they could to meet those directives and as well as maintain their training posture to ensure that they're successful for field training. So I applaud all of them for doing that. Every one of the 8 troopers that you see before you not only met standards, but exceeded standards through the course of this training process. That's a rarity for me, especially when we deal with larger sized groups of individuals. Typically, you obviously have the 20% at the top, the 20% at the bottom, and the rest of us typically fall within the middle. The 8 individuals that you see before you truly epitomize that 20% of the top. So they excelled every bit of academically as well as physical standards, firearm standards, crash investigations, and every aspect that we ask of them going through the process of becoming a Nevada Highway Patrol State Trooper. At this time, I would like to present 2 awards to Troopers of Advanced Academy Class 89. The first award is for the Top Gun Award. It's firearms proficiency, and to do so, I would like to ask Trooper Josh Moses, our lead firearms instructor for the Nevada Highway Patrol, to come forward.
Good afternoon. As Trooper Fisher said, my name is Josh Moses. I'm a trooper with the Nevada Highway Patrol, and I'm in charge of our firearms program for Southern Command. This group of men this year was one of the hottest on record when we were out at the range for our TAC week. 100 and something teens every day, 4 days, 7 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon, and even on our night shoot, 7 in the morning till almost 9 at night, with no relief other than shade. So I commend you guys. They hung in there and didn't complain one bit, and they had a good time, I think, for given the heat. But we are, my firearms cadre, we really appreciated their dedication and hard work, and it showed through their final scores. So with that being said, During the 4 days, we conducted mini drills and over 11 scored qualifications. And through the combination of that, our top gun was only separated between 0.7 of a point. So they were all really close, but our top gun for this class, I'd like to present to Trooper Alex Chen. Congrats, sir.
For many of you that are in the room, what you may not know is that those of us that are state troopers within the state of Nevada take unbelievable amounts of pride in being the premium expert in accident investigation within this state. On top of the duties that many of us do within the law enforcement community, those of us that are state troopers take great pride in ensuring that our accident investigation skills not only meet the needs of the public, but far exceed the needs of the public, whether it goes through the investigation aspect, as well as ensuring fault and going through that process. When we deal with vehicle damage and vehicle dynamics and how cars come into contact with one another, sometimes it can be a very long and arduous process, but our troopers, like I said before, they strive to do that at an excellent standard. Trooper James Pazos is one of the MERT reconstructionists who works on the fatal team here in Southern Command, and I would like to ask him to come up to please provide the certificate for the highest overall GPA for 120 hours of crash reconstruction.
Good afternoon. As Trooper Fisher said, I'm Trooper Pazos. I work in the multidisciplinary investigation and reconstruction team. I had the pleasure of being one of the instructors that teach this group for 3 weeks. So I was the bad guy that was sending your loved ones home with a bunch of homework, a bunch of math they had to do, probably haven't seen, since high school or wherever else in their education or throughout their life. So they had to relearn math and then learn some new things, math. But it's super important. They learned a lot of things, not just the math, but like how to handle a crash. Even day one, if a crash were to happen right outside this building, I would trust any of these individuals to go out and handle it. Probably take a little longer than the usual trooper because they haven't been on the road yet, but I have the utmost confidence that they would be able to get it done. And unfortunately, they did, I'm sure they've told you guys, we went out on a fatal crash as well, and that's something that's going to stick with them through probably the rest of their life. I remember the time when I still remember my first fatal crash. And I've done several of them being on the team, and also I've been a trooper for 10 years. But so for the highest GPA, unfortunately, we already told you guys your grades, right, in class, so we already kind of spoiled it for you so we know. But Trooper Chris Haller had the highest GPA with a 94.49%.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I would like to introduce the Chief of the Nevada Highway Patrol, Colonel Dan Solo, and I'll be providing Colonel Solo's bio prior to him coming up to the podium. Colonel Solo is a veteran of the United States Coast Guard and was named the 24th Colonel for the Nevada Highway Patrol in November of 2019. Colonel Solo has been with the department since 1995, which is before some of our troopers were even born, believe it or not. When he was hired on as a trooper, he was assigned to the Laughlin Searchlight District, and he was promoted up through the ranks during his career and held various assignments in both rural and urban traffic operations, MERT, crash reconstruction, administrative support services, and commercial enforcement. Colonel Solo is a well-known advocate for traffic safety, community engagement, and employee wellness. Colonel Solo has led the Highway Patrol forward in embracing new technology to aid troopers and the public through better delivery of our services, along with a focus on always reducing crashes. Additionally, Colonel Solo has been awarded Nevada Post certificates through the executive level. He is a graduate of the Northwestern College for Police Staff and Command and Rapport Leadership Breakthrough. He possesses a Bachelor of Science degree in Social Sciences awarded from UNLV, and he is an active member with the International Association of Chiefs of Police, the Nevada Sheriffs and Chiefs Association, and the American Association of Motor Vehicle Administrators. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Chief of the Nevada Highway Patrol, Colonel Dan Solo.
Thank you, Trooper Fisher. Good afternoon and welcome, everyone. As I was just introduced, I am Colonel Daniel Solo, Chief of the Highway Patrol. I am honored to be here to graduate these hardworking men from the academy settings they have been learning in for the past 6+ months into the on-the-job training of field training, their last step to becoming full-fledged solo troopers for our great state. At the beginning of the basic academy, you had a goal: to successfully complete your initial training. As you started in the Advanced Academy 10 weeks ago, you had a new goal of getting to where you are today. I want to congratulate you on successfully completing this goal. The Advanced Academy consisted of 10 rigorous weeks of training specific to the job of a state trooper. This training included, among other things, tactical firearms, crash investigation, police driving courses, more physical fitness, and traffic stop scenarios, just to mention a few. At the conclusion of every Advanced Academy, I make it a point to work out with each graduating class. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to push each of you hard. For our family and friends that are here, our workout yesterday was a grind that included roughly 2.5 miles of running, 55 squats, crunches, burpees, and nearly a half mile of walking lunges. As a team, together, we completed 89 rounds of that in 26 minutes. So if your trooper's a bit sore today, you can blame me. But seriously, I'm pleased to see that each of you have made it a priority to keep your fitness levels high during your time in the Advanced Academy. Your fitness is outstanding and you are ready for the physical elements that this profession demands of us. It is vital in this line of work to keep yourself physically and mentally fit. If you find an activity you like, it will help you make it through a long, successful career. More importantly, the totality of this training experience has instilled in each of you the value of teamwork. As I stated when I explained the workout yesterday, we are a team. Together, we are greater than any individual trooper. We pick each other up, cover each other's backs, and help carry the load in getting our work done. The friendships you have built here will last your lifetime. Even today, over 25 years after my academy graduation, I still have 2 academy mates working with me, and I stay in touch with many others who have since retired. Rely on each other to get through the hard times and celebrate the successes. Before I go further, I want to change gears here for a few moments. While giving an introductory speech to a prior academy, one of the cadets asked me, what is the #1 thing you could share to ensure I have a long, successful, and enjoyable career at the Highway Patrol? And there are many things that are important to an enjoyable career. But the one that stands out more than any other is the relationship a trooper establishes with the community that they serve. When you decided to become a peace officer, you signed up to help all people. Let me repeat that, all people. Some people will test your resolve, your confidence, and/or your maturity. Some will push simply to try and anger you to see how you will respond. After years of doing this job, it is not uncommon for a law enforcement officer to become jaded, cynical, or bitter and to change at their core. Don't get me wrong, there are times when you will need to control a scene or a situation and you'll have to act swiftly and with authority. But I have seen some of the best troopers out there change into something or someone that believes this job or the people we serve owe them something. I've seen them turn into a negative force that tries to turn other troopers into negative troopers. And even though I'm talking only about a handful here, the effects are often long-lasting and devastating. There is nothing that hurts a squad, a region, a department, or an individual trooper themselves more than this. To combat this, remember why you chose this line of work. Remember that every day you are out there saving lives. We talked about the relationships with the community and the way the pendulum swings yesterday. Remember not to be that officer that negatively impacts everyone wearing a badge. The next step for you is field training. Remain teachable and open to developmental criticism. You will experience many different styles and ways of doing this job from your training officers. At the end of the training experience, take all you have learned and apply it to what works best for you. What I expect from you is to always treat the public professionally and with respect. Remain service-oriented, compassionate, caring, fair, and unbiased, and never become complacent. Remember those expectations as I set them for you yesterday. Enforcement for a purpose, community engagement, and employee wellness. Today, you truly become state troopers. As long as you serve with honor, the title is yours forever. The highest compliment anyone can pay me isn't to call me colonel or chief, but to call me trooper. Today, you will be presented with your hat badge. I'm going to take a few moments now to explain the significance of the Smoky, or campaign hat as they're known. The origins of the hat can be traced back to the 1840s with the U.S. Army mounted troops. The Army officially adopted the peaked design on the 8th day of September, 1911, as the 1911 Service M campaign hat. There are only 7 state police or highway patrol departments in our country that do not wear the campaign hat. The campaign hat has become synonymous with the state trooper across the country. The campaign hat is a symbol of authority, respect, command presence, and confidence. Be proud of your tradition and of the campaign hat. Some of you may wear it every day, but others will only wear it on a special occasion. But whenever you don the hat, do so with pride. So in saying that, I have a challenge for Class 89. I challenge each and every one of you to never forget why you wanted to be a state trooper in the first place. I challenge you to constantly remind yourself of your value system and always treat every member of the public with dignity and respect. I challenge you to never become a negative trooper. I challenge you to remain a positive influence on other troopers around you. And I challenge you to embrace the opportunity to help everyone you come in contact with. To close, a quote from Sir Winston Churchill. To every man comes in his lifetime that special moment when he is figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered a choice to do a very special thing, unique to him and fitted to his talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds him unprepared or unqualified for the work which will be his finest hour. This is the start of your finest hour. Congratulations to all of you. Now get out there and start saving some lives.
Thank you very much, sir. So I've had the distinct honor and privilege to guide these 8 troopers through more than 10 weeks of very arduous training. So it's things that I certainly enjoy, things that they may have come home to rather sore and have not enjoyed at times, but I can assure you that it's done a pretty good job of preparing them for field training. It's been a learning experience for all of us. These 8 troopers conducted themselves with a level of professionalism that we don't typically see in a cadet status. So it's something that you all should be proud of as well, because I know that many times that comes from the home. To see how far these troopers have come in just 10 weeks was an amazing opportunity. I spoke many times to this group over the course of the 2+ months about the dynamic for myself going from instructor to peer. I have the unbelievable benefit to have an amazing support structure with the command team for the Nevada Highway Patrol that's paramilitaristic in structure. So I have captains and majors and colonels, and there's a chain of command that follows. And it's very structured, regardless of time. For us, in this setting, I happen to be the Advanced Academy Commander, but starting on Monday, I very well could be taking photographs or tow sheets or working side by side with the troopers that I help train. And that's an unbelievable opportunity, and it's an unbelievable privilege for myself, so I can see the growth and maturity of these troopers as they move forward throughout their career. I'd like to take time to thank all of the guest instructors who made accommodations to their schedule to teach. During the last 10 weeks, the information that was passed down from senior law enforcement personnel to the troopers was amazing, and it's something that our profession is significantly losing more and more each day as our senior troopers and officers are moving on to their retirement. To hear of past situations or small tips of success from those that have been doing this job at a high level for many years helps drive home points of emphasis for these troopers as they move into field training. For many of you that are in the back that are not in this profession, 2% is the national standard of those that apply to be police officers that make it through the process. It's a very small number. With that, these troopers are the best of the best. They are the 2%. For those of you that are sitting up here, please don't forget how fortunate we all are to wear this badge and serve our communities. Being the best comes with a great level of responsibility. You're responsible for your own actions, you're responsible for the safety and the actions of those in which you work with, and in those in which you serve. This is not an easy path, but it would not be as satisfying if it were. There may be times when you have to run towards danger as all others are running away. Stay vigilant in your training and be prepared to help those in need. It takes a certain type of person to put themselves in harm's way to protect absolute strangers. But that is what we do. That is the bond that we all share, and that is what separates the 2%. Over the course of your career, you'll experience great triumphs and joy, and you will unfortunately have to see great destruction and pain. Throughout your training period, you had the unfortunate experience, as we all did, of dealing with the untimely death of one of our own, with the passing of Sergeant Ben Jenkins. Honor those that came before you, and especially honor those that made the ultimate sacrifice. We are all family. Lean on one another, and never feel as if you need to handle something on your own. You all helped each other in one aspect or another through your training. Now continue that once you hit the streets. Stop out with one another, ask questions, and seek guidance from those troopers that know more than you do. I would like to thank all of the families, friends, and loved ones for supporting their trooper through this process. I know that all of you made sacrifices as well. You're part of this family now too. If there is ever anything that you need, please do not hesitate to let us know. I'd like to thank the command staff for their dedication and support. We are absolutely a direct reflection of our leadership, and our command team and our leaders set the example for which we follow on a daily basis within Nevada Highway Patrol. To have the level of support that we do, it makes our jobs as instructors that much easier. Making changes to manpower, making changes and sacrifices in other areas to ensure that these troopers are trained to the best of our ability is truly appreciated. I hope that you're as proud of these troopers as I am. In closing, I implore all of you to enjoy the process. I spoke of that many times throughout the course of these 2 months. Enjoy the process of getting better, of learning how to become a professional. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. Enjoy having the opportunity to be part of something that is bigger than any one of us. Enjoy having a new second family. Later in your career, enjoy passing on what you have learned to the next generation of troopers. Above all else, with all of your hard work to get to this point, truly enjoy having the absolute privilege to call yourself a Nevada State Trooper. Thank you. We're now ready to present the hat badges to our Advanced Academy 89 graduates. Class 89, please rise. Colonel Dan Solo and Major Kevin Larson will present you with your hat badge. For the family members, if you'd like to go ahead and get up and have an opportunity to get some photos with your trooper, feel free to come up to the front row to do so if you'd like. Trooper Jesus Cisneros, Las Vegas. Trooper Kenneth Ducut, Las Vegas. Trooper Darren Franklin, Las Vegas. Trooper Diego Gallegos, Las Vegas. Trooper Paul Guerrero, Las Vegas. Trooper Christian Martinez, Las Vegas. Trooper Alex Chen, Las Vegas. Trooper Chris Holler, Las Vegas. Thank you very much, Colonel. Thank you, Major. At this time, I'm going to ask family members to come up and to go ahead and pin the badge on your respective troopers. I want you all to understand the importance of the significance of the patrol cap and the badge. For many of us like myself, We're all issued badges when we go ahead and graduate from the DPS Basic Academy, but it truly is the campaign cover along with our trooper badges that means the most and is most significant to especially myself. And through conversations with your troopers, they've expressed the same sentiment. So we're going to have one family come up at a time to adhere to the social distancing policies, and we're going to provide you the opportunity to go ahead and pin the badges on the newest troopers of the Nevada Highway Patrol, starting with Trooper Jesus Cisneros. Come on up. Don't be afraid. We won't bite, I promise. Fantastic. Trooper Kenneth Ducut. It is a process. This is always the part of the ceremony where the family members have had the opportunity to not be nervous, and now you're up here in front of everybody and you're having to deal with very small screws and nuts, so you get nervous. I know. Slide that over. This will sit flat. Turn this over. Trooper Darren Franklin. Trooper Diego Gallegos. They're tight, guys. Trooper Paul Guerrero. I'll stay up here to help. Trooper Christian Martinez. Trooper Alex Chen. Trooper Chris Holler. At this time, if you could, it's a large moment for these troopers to receive their hat badges. If you can give them a nice round of applause.
Take seats.
Advanced Academy 89, we have one more promise and commitment to make to those who have entrusted each of you. Please join me and stand.
Class, attention.
Face your family and raise your right hand. Repeat after me. On my honor.
On my honor.
I will never betray my badge.
I will never betray my badge.
My integrity.
My integrity.
My character or the public trust.
My character or the public trust.
I will always have the courage
I will always have the courage
to hold myself and others accountable for our actions.
to hold myself and others accountable for our actions.
I will always uphold the Constitution,
I will always uphold the Constitution,
my community,
my community,
and the agency I serve.
and the agency I serve.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure and honor that I present to you the 8 newest members of the Nevada Highway Patrol. Congratulations, guys. Dismissed. If you guys would like to take photographs with the group, again, if you could please adhere to social